I'm absolutely delighted to be supporting this. I read in the papers, like lots of other people, about what happened uh, to Simon, and it was an incredibly affecting and distressing story. But when I heard from others, from his best friend Sam, and indeed from you, Andrew, that there was a possibility of making really what are modest changes to improve safety for others, I was absolutely delighted to support the campaign. And not only is it important, but to see his best friend really leading it, I found profoundly moving as well. And so I'm keen to do everything I possibly can to improve safety in this area.
And through joining the campaign, you're now writing to manufacturers to find out what steps they're taking in 2022 to ensure a tragedy like this can't happen again. This is the first time anyone's done this, so this could be quite a game changer potentially, couldn't it?
I think it absolutely could be a game changer. Paddleboarding is a sport which is really growing in popularity, and there is a responsibility on those manufacturers to be doing everything they reasonably can. And the reality is there is some really positive practice in the industry, there is some less positive practice. So what I want to do is to try to shine a light on that and really try to encourage those who perhaps have a little way to go to improve their safety standards. That's important, of course, for the people who are using these products, but it's also important for them. They need to be able to show they're doing the right thing by their customers. And I'm really keen to try to coordinate that effort in the interest of overall safety.
And through your support, we have this reception in Parliament. What do you think that's going to add to the campaign? What does that enable us to do, do you think?
Well, having a reception in Parliament, I think, is going to be a really totemic moment where we can invite those businesses to come, first of all, to create more of a profile for the sport and the safety elements to it, but also to ensure that parliamentarians, so MPs and peers, can be cited on this campaign as well. Because although I'm here in Cheltenham, which is not exactly by the coast, there are so many of my colleagues, if they represent constituencies in Devon and Cornwall, where there is a really, really growing enthusiasm for this sport. I want them to be aware of this campaign so they can play their part in ensuring that businesses that operate in their patches are also adhering to high standards of safety.
And as you mentioned, this potentially affects a lot of areas. It's sad that it takes such a sad and tragic incident for us to learn the lessons, but often that is the case, isn't it?
It's an absolute tragedy that it's taken the death of Simon and an incredibly powerful and moving campaign by his friend to push this. But as you say, sometimes that is what happens. And I feel sure, although I didn't know him, but I feel sure that he would have wanted something positive to come from this appalling incident. And I know just how much devastation this has done, and I don't want that to happen to anyone else. And the thing is, a really relatively modest change in terms of the technology, in terms of the safety measures, could make all the difference. So I want to support this. And just as importantly, I feel confident that that support can deliver something and genuinely could save lives in the future. And that's why we've got to give it every effort now.